What is up, Solow Sportsters? I'm here inside the Chase Lounge on the iconic grounds of the US Open to feature a review of the latest updates to the Tecnifibre TF40 line, the Tecnifibre TF40 290 V3. Check it out, see if I'm going to switch to it or if it's maybe the right racket for you. For this playtest, we decided to string this racket with one of their newer strings, and the string endorsed by Daniil Medvedev himself, the Tecnifibre Razor Soft, in the beautiful charcoal gray that you see here. I think it blends really nicely as a sort of more softer, but still great control-oriented string in a racket that's not the most forgiving in the world because it's that thinner beam, a little more work. So that blend of still being a control string that's softer on the arm, that provides a great spin. These are all attributes that I think pair very nicely with a racket like this.
The Tecnifibre TF40 290 V3, you guessed it, is 290 grams, which equates to 10.2 ounces unstrung, with a swing weight of 312, making it 3 points head light, with a balance point of 13.1 inches. It has a 98 square inch head, a length of 27 inches, an open 16 by 19 string pattern, and a constant beam of 22 millimeters. The stock grip is their Xtra feel grip, and has an army/olive green and orange cosmetic. The 290 is the lightest and newest addition to the TF40 line, and is the first to come in under that 300 gram benchmark weight.
Tecnifibre, especially in the cosmetic of their rackets, is very well known for being the white racket. There are other companies that do make white rackets, of course, but for them, whether it's their T-Fights, their TF40s, or their TFX1s, they're all white with different accents. So it's really cool to see how they find ways to make their rackets stand out from one another. So in this generation, you'll notice they've got the camo going in this olive dark army green mixed in with the orange. And while they're not my favorite colors personally, I think they look absolutely fantastic. And allows you to sort of have fun with your strings, so you can throw in, something like an orange black coat in here and it'll pop and look great with the racket. You can stick with a black string or a charcoal string like I have in here, or you can just go all white and it looks fantastic. As always, bear in mind whenever you're watching someone play test a racket, which rackets they normally use, and it might color the way they perceive rackets a little differently. For example, this racket is basically my go-to spec in platform form. So picking up this racket felt like going home. From the baseline in particular, I felt I could just whip it. Very easy to maneuver, great control off the string bed. The plow through might have been a little missing, but for me, that's great. I don't mind that. It forces me to move through the ball. I prefer something that's a little more maneuverable like this. So I feel like I'm getting the play and the strength of a 300 gram racket because of how quickly I can whip it, but without the lag that a 300 or 300 plus racket forces me to feel on my strokes. So normally I would talk about how this racket might have compared to previous generations and how they've updated the technology. However, this is a brand new spec from Tecnifibre in the TF40 line. Their lightest one used to be at the 305 gram mark, so now they've brought it down to the 290 so that folks like me can give it a whirl. which is really great. And it's one of the only foam-filled rackets in this weight class. Other rackets that are made by other manufacturers don't have that same foam. So it's had great comfort out of this racket, especially for a more control-oriented racket and for a slightly lighter racket that might not plow through as easily. Definitely great comfort and great control. Up at net, this racket was really nice, really comfortable, really felt like a great volleying racket. As with a lot of what I've said in this review so far, it didn't quite have the plow through. I really had to stick and push through my volleys, but that's something I'm totally comfortable doing and I have been doing for years. So this racket worked really great for me, but I can see how someone else might want to put just a little bit of lead tape, maybe at 3 and 9 to get this racket to go. Or they might want to move up to the 305 gram versions of this racket. But for me, really comfortable up at net. Definitely the feel was my favorite part of this. My drop shots were just absolutely on point. Just felt like I was waving my wand and could do whatever I wanted at any time.
This racket scored well in our Solow Sports review. As a control-focused, yet sub-300 gram frame, this racket is catered towards maybe younger players working their way up from their initial adult rackets towards their forever rackets, or an adult who values maneuverability over plow-through. The ideal player for this racket has an NTRP rating of 3.5 or higher, has an all-court game, uses a variety of spins, and takes a more tactical instead of brute force approach to the game. Whether you play with a one-handed backhand like Chris Eubanks or a two-hander like Daniil Medvedev, this racket will work well for your game. Similar rackets include the Solinco Whiteout 290, the Yonex Percept 97L, the Dunlop CX 200LS, and the Wilson ProStaff 97L. This racket is an absolute must-try for players looking for a light, comfortable, and control-oriented racket.
I hope you've enjoyed this review of the Tecnifibre TF40 290 V3. Let us know in the comments which rackets you're currently playtesting. Have you tried some of the other Tecnifibre rackets? Are there other rackets in this sort of 290 small head size range that you really like? Let us know in the comments. We always look forward to reading from them and hearing from you. And as always, look forward to seeing you in the next video.